Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Sandra Gomez-Perez. I'm a body composition researcher at Rush University. This is a video tutorial that accompanies the tutorials we published in JPEN, and the tutorial focuses on using NIH ImageJ to analyze abdominal circumference and skeletal muscle. So we published the first tutorial in 2015, the follow-up was in 2019, and the follow-up version was a revision of some of the corrections we wanted to make for the newer tutorial, but also just some information on using the latest versions of NIH ImageJ. Again, this is using a computed tomography image, a single computed tomography image to look at abdominal circumference and skeletal muscle. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you open ImageJ after you've already installed it. Once it's installed, here it is. I'm going to go ahead. The next thing you want to do is open an image. So we're going to do that. Open. Here it is. And then I'm going to bring it over. It's smaller than I'd like it to be. So I'm going to tap the top bar. It's going to open it a little bit or make it a bit larger. And then I'm going to go through these steps here. This is the summary of the steps for body composition analysis using the version 2.0 with the NIH ImageJ. And this is the updated 2019 figure that we published in JPEN 2019. And I just walked you through this first part here, getting started. So now we're going to get to waist circumference, step 1. So we're going to go ahead and do image, adjust, threshold. We're going to set the lower and the upper thresholds. -250 and 1000. We're going to click OK. There you have it. Now we're going to select the wand tracing tool, this one right here. And we're going to come back to the image and highlight that outer perimeter. There it is. And then we are going to go back to analyze, set measurements, make sure that area and perimeter are selected. We're going to say OK. And then we're going to go analyze and measure. This is your first measurement here. Now we're going to go back. So usually I like to, so that was waist circumference. Now we're going to do outer muscle perimeter. So usually I like to see what I'm doing. So I go ahead and erase all the coloring off. I'm going to select the freehand selections. I'm going to tap the image to get rid of that yellow line. And I'm going to go back to the image and actually adjust the color a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. I want to be able to really be able to look at skeletal muscle. Okay, so this is actually better for me to see the muscle. And so now I'm going to go ahead and trace the outer perimeter. Again, it's the freehand selection tool. I'm using the tablet and the pen. And I'm going to do the best I can. So that's the outer perimeter. I'm going to now set the thresholds again. So set. Now I'm going to actually use the muscle threshold. So it's -29 and +150. Okay. I'm going to go to now analyze, set measurements, and I'm going to now limit to threshold. Say OK. And I'm going to go ahead and now say analyze, measure. So now this is my second measurement, my outer perimeter. This is my abdominal perimeter. This is my outer abdominal wall or outer muscle perimeter. And I'm going to go ahead and then tap this once again. And I am going to get rid of the color once again. Now you can decide to leave the color in if you want, the thresholding. But if you're like me, I like to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to adjust again the color balance. And this is just temporary. I'm not changing or applying these changes. I just want to see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I am going to adjust until I can see the muscle a little bit better. So there it is. So now I'm going to do the inner wall, inner muscle perimeter. And again, this is the tablet with the pen or the stylus. Okay, going to go back to set my muscle perimeter thresholds again. There it is. I'm going to go to Analyze and Measure. So this is my inner measurement, inner muscle perimeter here. Okay, I'm going to go back, and then the last thing I want to do is the vertebral head. So I'm going to tap the image using the stylus and the tablet. I'm going to trace around the vertebral body here. Oops, press the button. Let's do that again. Okay, and then I'm going to say Analyze, Measure, and here are your 4 measurements. Okay, so now you go to the Excel spreadsheet that you find on the website, or in the, there's a sample of it in the journal as well, but in the website you can actually do the one that you can enter the data into. So then I'm going to bring this over here. Second measurement. Third measurement. The last measurement, the vertebral body. And now, assuming that this person is about 5 feet 3 inches tall, or 160 centimeters, this will automatically change into the height in meters and the height meters squared conversions. The skeletal muscle area is calculated from the formula you see here. And then this takes into account the skeletal muscle area and the height, which is the skeletal muscle index definition as listed here, and you see it here again. And so this person's skeletal muscle mass is 73.5. If they were a man or woman, they would actually not be considered sarcopenic. But let's say that this person was a little bit taller, and they would still, if that was 165 or 169, that's how it works. Okay? So I'm just changing the height. I'm going to change it back to 160. And so this is where you need the person's height, you need to know their gender, and then you need to find out if you're going to use what cutoff you're going to use. But then once you get the skeletal muscle index, you're able to make a judgment on whether this person is sarcopenic or not. And based on these calculations, this person is not. Okay, so that is it. That is 4 steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, and then Step 5 is looking at, again, adding all the information into this Excel spreadsheet. So I just went over Steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope that was useful. If you want to see me close, I'm just going to ask you if you want to save your measurements. I usually don't. Don't save. Close, close, close. And that's it. You're done. Good luck.